Can a socialist agenda survive inside a capitalist megacity democracy? Welcome back, I'm Nova Kingsley, and this is TrendWave News. Good evening. In the world's most complex financial capital, a political experiment is unfolding in real time. New York City's Democratic Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani is confronting a multi-billion-dollar budget gap with a proposal that forces a larger question. Can socialist governance operate effectively inside a liberal democratic system, particularly in a global megacity built on private capital, property rights, and mobile wealth? Tonight, we move beyond ideology and examine the mechanics. Let us define terms precisely. A liberal democracy is built on electoral accountability, protection of individual rights, private property, market-based economic systems. A democratic socialist or social democratic framework does not abolish democracy. It operates within it. The goal is not state ownership of all production. Instead, it seeks redistribution through taxation, expansion of public goods, strong labor and tenant protections, reduction of inequality through policy. In theory, democracy provides the consent. Social democracy shapes the outcomes. The tension emerges not in philosophy, but in execution. Here is the structural problem. New York City cannot freely tax high earners without approval from Albany, yet it can raise property taxes locally. So when a mayor seeks progressive redistribution but lacks control over progressive tax levers, the burden shifts to what is available: property taxation. This creates what political scientists call a fiscal federalism constraint. The city's political ideology and its fiscal tools are misaligned, and that is where friction begins. The impact is not abstract. If property taxes rise, homeowners absorb higher annual costs. Small landlords face thinner margins. Renters may experience indirect pressure through maintenance cuts or tightened housing supply. If rents are simultaneously restricted while costs rise, buildings become financially compressed. This is not ideology, it is arithmetic. Democratic systems depend on a stable middle class. When fiscal policy compresses the very taxpayers who anchor neighborhoods, political backlash can follow. But there is another side. If expanded social programs reduce childcare costs, transit burdens, or housing instability, long-term economic mobility may increase. The question is sequencing. Can the city deliver visible benefits before economic strain erodes trust? Democracy survives not on theory but on legitimacy. If voters perceive taxation as coercive without return, trust declines. If they see measurable improvement in services and fairness, trust stabilizes. The danger is polarization. When fiscal policy becomes framed as producers versus dependents, the opportunity is participatory governance, when redistribution is perceived as collective investment. History shows both outcomes are possible. New York is not alone. Every global city, from London to Sao Paulo, is wrestling with inequality, housing scarcity, and fiscal limits. The real test is not whether socialism and democracy can coexist. They already do in many nations. The real test is whether a megacity can expand social guarantees without destabilizing the economic engine that funds them. That balance will define not just this administration, but the future architecture of urban democracy. Thank you for being with us. If clarity matters to you, you're in the right place. I'm Nova Kingsley. Stay informed, stay thoughtful, and we'll see you next time.